Hello and welcome back, Josh, Sam and anyone else who's watching to You Stay Classy San Marino. We're here and we're ready to have a good old time. Now, we have made a few signings, of course. Let's go and see what those signings are and what's happened and generally everything. So, players in, players out. In, only 4, but for a lot of money. Players out, quite a few, but not for that much money. So, we have sold Armentano to Lyon, not because I chose to, but because he had a release fee in his release fee clause in his contract, which was 9.75 million. As I mentioned before, I think there are some players who just will not sign without them, or they would do, but for ridiculous fees. Anyway, he has joined Lyon, which is a shame, but tis what it is. So he goes for nearly £10 million. Fair enough. We've also got rid of a couple of other players who are fairly unknowns. Then Mr. Consistency joined Gremio. Mirza Huzic joined Swindon, who won the Premier League last season, may I add. Angelo Asensi finally leaving the club after quite a long time technically with us, off to the second division in France. We then sold Kostadin Yovchev to Cagliari, who got relegated last season, the first time in for a very long time. That's how you... Oh, look at that kit, by the way. Look at that sponsor. Lovely. They are down in Serie B, and yeah, they signed him for 3 million. We then did a couple of co-ownership deals, Persson and Strukle. Sorry, that's not true. Persson to AC Milan, although he's obviously still with us. Marcus Bailey then left the club after a good couple of years with us to join Espanyol. I'll show you why in a minute. But yeah, 2.2 million, signed him on a free. He did pretty well all 3 seasons with us, and I believe he even won the Cup. Yeah, he won the Cup twice with us, so good lad. And then, yeah, Giulio Strukle this year has gone on loan to Girondins de Bordeaux. He is a wonder kid now, despite possibly not progressing as well as I'd hope. But he did very well last season at Benfica. So fingers crossed he can continue to perform. And then we sold also Eugenio Montanari, a pretty good player. You can't complain he's not a good player. But we got a profit on him after 2 seasons from Regina. So I think that's a reasonable trade-off considering who we've brought in to support. So first things first, we brought in Roberto Chaparro, the central midfielder from Sampdoria, a very good player. They signed him on a free of Estudiantes last year. And he did very well for them. This year he's going to do really well for us. I'm training him to be a central midfielder generally, but he'll be fine. We then signed a goalkeeper, Yaya Diao, 6'2", so he's a bit taller than Schönenberger. He came in on a free from Ortelul, or Ocelul, I'm not sure how you say that, from the, I believe they are the Romanian champions last season, where he did very well. He's on a rotation contract, so we can keep him and Schönenberger coming in and out of the team, and it should keep us in a pretty good nick, but a good backup goalkeeper. Or a first-team goalkeeper, we'll see how they go. Then we signed, the big money this season was on a left-back, Fabrizio Baudo. Anyway, he comes in from, where was it? Genoa. They signed him off of Spurs, where for some reason he came through. Anyway, we signed him for 13 and a bit million. Obviously, that's quite a lot of money, but he is really, really good. Super quick. Just very, very good at tackling. Not great at crossing. Maybe that's where we should be training him, or possibly passing. Yeah, but nevertheless, an excellent defender, and that's kind of what we want, to sort of put pressure on Bush, because Bush is constantly fucking suspended. And then the player to replace Eugenio Montanari is Yassina Jabari, the Tunisian, 54 caps, 27 goals at the age of 24, and he's quality. On a lot of money, tis what it is when in that regard, but he's been consistently bought for a lot of money. We've got him for 10 million euros less than he was signed to AC Milan for. He's not done well for them, but I don't know, he's not played that much, so I feel like he's going to be a star for us. So, last season, obviously, we won the Cup. That means that we are in the Super Cup final against Inter Milan, who thwacked the league in the end. We were not that far behind, though, only 11 points off. We've now been given the challenge by the board to qualify for Europe but only the Europa League via the league, which means finishing 6th or 7th. Previously we were expected to finish in the top half. Now it's 6th or 7th. I'm expecting us to push on and try and challenge for the title. We are missing one good left back, but our first 11 on its day should be able to do pretty well. We obviously have the Champions League to consider later on in the year as well. Oh, and so the other good news before we continue is that we are now playing at the Secondo Stadium. We have added 20,000 new seats and another 6,875 because it's an entirely new stadium, but it's a big boy and we have it open now. It's in good condition. We are going to be selling it out hopefully every week, and so far in our fixtures we've won all of our games. We beat Porto 5-2, we beat Rapid Vienna 6-2, we beat Real Madrid 3-2. So good bit of consistency. We then beat Arsenal 1-0 and Leicester City 2-1. So we have had a good pre-season. I'm not sure why we have a proposed friendly against Catania. I will add a couple more friendlies in between the Super Cup and our first game against Juventus. What a start to the season, by the way, Juventus and AC Milan. But we'll be back for a couple of games into the season, I'm sure. Anyway, so let's see what we can do. We obviously can only play with 5 or was it 6 substitutes in this game. We've got unsurprisingly, Bush is suspended. I assume he was no, what a joke. Anyway, let's go from the back. So we're going to have Diao not to make his debut in this game. I think Schönenberger deserves to play, considering he helped us win the competition last season. Ledesma is going to join in over here. I don't know what that did to... Oh, he's not in the set, that's why. Right. We're going to play the Rooster instead of Yilmaz. We're going to bring Jabari and Spornos over here. We have Shaq in midfield. We're going to have Chapuro. We're going to have Aymar. And we're going to have Tim Wynn on the bench. So that's the bench we're going to have. We're going to have to give numbers to players. Goalkeeper to Diao. He can have number 1. We're going to have to give Jabari number 11. Chapuro can have number 8. And he can have number 13. Unlucky for some, but hopefully not him. Yes, I am practicing to become a bingo player announcer. Now, they are clearly not playing their first team here. Although, maybe they are. He's all right, not that great. Worth £20 million somehow. He's awful. Gould, we know, is a good player because he's played and scored against us previously. Astuti, good player. Old boat, 14 million. Bruno Martins, another decent player, but also slow. And then Zetterlund Nilsson, who was running the show the last couple of years. He's on £230,000 a week. He used to play for Leicester, of course. Yeah, and then they've got their back 4 of Gonçalves, who's poor. Viviani, who is a normal player for them, he's actually all right. Spano also plays usually and is excellent. Yeah, he also used to play for Leicester. Leicester used to have a good team. And Daniel, who is fine, yeah, pretty good actually. And the goalkeeper Krehla, I think he played last season. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. They've signed him from Roma. Okay, so we've looked through the team. I feel like our team, we're not playing any weakened players. I want to try and win another competition. I think it would be, beneficial for us. So let's go and win ourselves the Super Cup. We have won it before, of course. We beat Udinese on penalties. Did we? Yeah, I think... No, we beat Inter on penalties last time. We beat Inter when we beat Udinese on penalties in the normal cup. We beat Inter on penalties in the Super Cup. And then we lost last season to AC Milan after beating Genoa in the cup. So, here we go then. We lost 5-1. Was it 5-1 or 5-2 to them in our league game last season? The last one just before the end of the season, which potentially if we'd won it we might have had a chance of winning the league, or at least keeping pressure on them. Obviously as it stood we then lost 5-2. This season we're hoping to do a bit better. Amara, come on. Ibarondo, Gonçalves, Martins, Gould, good shot, but Schönenberger saves, nicely done. Here it comes in again from Gonçalves. Sayas gets there, loses it out. Amara running with the ball, gives it to Caballero. Caballero is tackled by Astuti. Caballero, despite having scored just a load of goals, he signed a new contract, which is good. He did... Why are they so good? I think this formation puts some of their players in good positions to keep us out. That's what I'm going to blame it on anyway. Sayas to Gonçalves. Astuti shoots, but shoots wide. I don't think we've had a chance yet. No, we haven't. Oh, but this could be it. We know their left back isn't that great. Ledesma just needs to take a touch, mate. We seem to have a bit of a mental block against Italian clubs because we, as you saw from the pre-season games, and okay, they were pre-season games, but we won all of them with this same squad. It's not like we had a different team. We can do okay against these sides, these good sides. It's just that, you know, Inter seem to kind of have our number a bit. They also play this weird ass formation which nobody else does. Good defending there. Sayas hits it wide. I was looking for, like I said, a left midfielder because Ledesma is obviously really good, but the backup Tim Wynn is not very good. He's more of a defensive midfielder. And there's also the issue that the defensive midfielding options are slightly lacking. I was going to keep Strickle at the club and let him play a little bit, but he's really not very good. So maybe he could have played in the cup. I don't know. But yeah. So we're some. Okay, let's try that. I never know if that's any good. Let's go for passionate. Let's try and get ourselves a goal, guys. Ledesma, see, he's taken a knock now, and this is what the problem is. Win isn't that great and isn't going to really come on and change the game very much. Gold to Martins, to Zetland Nilsson. Get fucked, mate. Go away. In about 10 minutes I'll take off Ledesma, but we can afford to run our players a little bit into the ground. There's no league games coming up or any kind of important games coming up in the next few weeks. I think we've got 2 weeks until the league actually starts. Ledesma to Baudo to Ferreira. Ferreira tries to find Ledesma but waits way too long to do it. There was an option but he didn't do it beforehand, and now Gold. Oh, it's saved. I was just going to say, oh no, Gold scores, but he doesn't. And then they foul, which gives us the opportunity to have a goal kick or a free kick. Zetland Nilsson, Sias, Inter Stuti. So easy for them. We're going to bring Ledesma on. We're going to make a change in terms of Shaq, who's also pretty tired. And I think even though Jabari has been brought in with this kind of big games in mind, this isn't actually that big a game. So we're going to bring on Pornos. He did really, really well last season. He was the signing of the season, according to the game. They voted him the signing of the season. So I'm happy with that. And here he is again, already causing trouble. He's a big boy. Pornos still going, gives it to Caballero, gives it to Chaparro. The Rooster. The Rooster's still quality, but he's not quite, or at least he didn't seem to play as well as... Oh, brilliant ball in, but the header goes over, is what that small was meant to be. Yeah, the Rooster didn't play as well last season when he did come on. Oh, Sayas. Oh, come on now. Okay, and then the player was offside. Do we have a third substitution still to make? No. Caballero 69, nice. 69. Fitness. Anyway, Ward with the free kick to Pornos at the back post. He heads over. They've changed their formation around, and maybe that's coincided with us having slightly more chances. I mean, everything's relative, of course. More chances, obviously. 3 and none on target is more than none and none on target. Chaparro with the ball. Pornos is going to be called offside. No, he's not. Krejla, the ball falls to him. Gonçalves again. Astuti to Pelosi. Not sure what she's doing here. Got America to govern. Benitez to Martins. Chaparro tackles, but Gonçalves gets there. Pelosi again loses out. The Rooster does manage to get there and now slips through Caballero. Caballero running on. Pornas. Daniel was Daniel fouled. He's been sent off. There's nothing we can do here. We're going to shoot this free kick straight over the wall, I can tell. But I'm going to go overload just to see if we can nick a point. And by a point, I mean the trophy. Of course, Ward's free kick went harmlessly and aimlessly over the bar. Ferreira, Caballero to the Rooster. The Rooster out to Baudo. Baudo puts the ball in, but he can't cross, and Krela gets there. 30 seconds left. They'd be mad to kick it long, but they do. Schoenberger needs to get that quickly because we've only got a few seconds left. Come on, mate. Even with the red card, we only had 2 minutes of extra time. Win to the Rooster. It's all a bit... yeah. Okay. Fuck's sake. Alright, well, there you go. We lost another Super Cup. No shots on target. This guy, I'm pretty sure we said was very old, and he is. Fucking rubbish. Oh, he really, really annoys me. 230 grand a week. Our entire wage bill is paid in 2 weeks of his salary. Okay, well, we lost again, but that's not to be worried about. It's the Super Cup. It doesn't really matter. It's just frustrating. It wasn't as frustrating as last year's one, but there we go. We've still got given quite a lot of money for that, so I'll take it. Galina, Luigi Galina, he's not my biggest fan. He's been in charge for 9 years, during which time he's won a lot of trophies. I'm hoping to, although no European trophies, what a mug, I'm hoping to usurp them from the top of the pecking order in Serie A. But yeah, so I'll see at some point in the season. I'm not sure exactly when. Maybe, well, we'll have the Champions League group stages throughout this sort of chunk here, so it'll be for a couple of those games, depending on what group we're in. So yeah, I'll see you in a bit then, guys. Bye.